Question would be for Randy. We talked about principles and we talked about politics, and you and I know we've gone back and forth on this a little bit. There was a vote on expanding sports gambling. You had made a promise to conservatives back home that you wouldn't support that bill, and yet did so, not only bringing it up as Ways and Means Chair, but also passing it to the floor and then voting against it. Can you, for one time, explain your logic in that, and given the concerns of money that I think each of us has shared as candidates and the ability of money to compromise principles, can you explain how that wasn't the situation in this case?
I oppose gaming. I oppose gambling. So when you're chair of Ways and Means, virtually every bill comes through your committee, just like this one. And this one had enormous support. So I had to make a decision. I said, I want to make sure that we put money in for bets off, that we make sure that this money is captured. And if we can give it back to the people, that's what I want to do. So I put the framework on making sure that the money goes to bets off and making sure that it goes back to the people of Iowa. It came through my committee, and I voted against it on the floor.
May I respond to that?
Go ahead.
I was in the Iowa House when I had a representative of Ways and Means who didn't agree with the bill. And he actually introduced it, but he voted against the bill, and he voted on it last. He voted on the principle of the thing, but he brought it up because he thought it should have a hearing. That's a very, very different thing than violating a promise back home. And I think it's a very big concern in this race, especially when there are PACs that support red flag legislation and others that are supporting that campaign. I think it's cause for concern, and I think it's something that should be noted that wasn't required to do.
All right.